Hello and welcome to this video. Today we're going to be doing a stock analysis on Lockheed Martin. Now, if you don't know what Lockheed Martin makes, it is one of the biggest companies in the defense industry in US, if not the biggest. Now, they make a ton of stuff. They make all of the F planes. This would be the F4, the F-16, the F-15, and now the F-35. They also make a ton of other stuff like the THAAD ground-to-air and ground-to-ground missiles, and they make anti missile stuff for ships as well. They make a ton of stuff and also a lot of transport planes like the C-130. Now, the reason I'm highlighting this is because it recently just had a bit of a revival after its quite poor start to since ever since the war in Ukraine, and it actually did perform quite nicely at the start. Of course, as you can see here, it did have quite a nice uptick, and then it peaked right around here in October. That's when the European companies really took off, and ever since Donald Trump went into office here in January, it just went down. But then recently we did have this golden cross, as you can see right here, and that is one of the reasons I want to highlight it, is because, of course, a golden cross means that there is upwards momentum in the stock. Now, one thing that is a bit of a problem is some European countries have said they might cancel F-35 orders, but this is of course all rumors. We do not know this, so they might have a bit of a trouble with Europe until at least Donald Trump gets a bit more chill with the European Union according to tariffs and all that kind of stuff. Now, with all politics aside, the stock is quite incredible. They did miss earnings here recently by 66%, which is quite bad, of course, but it happens even to the best. It is a massive company, as you can see here. Its market cap is $109 billion, and usually they actually beat the um, the estimates, and they have dividends as well, which is quite decent dividends, as you can see here, 2.7 at $3.3, and it pays out 4 times a year, I believe they do. Yeah, they do, as you can see here, one in December at 3.3, and then one here in March in 3.3. So total over the year is about $13.20. Now, as you can see here, annually they rake in a lot of money. As you can see here, the revenue is 65 billion almost every year, which is quite interesting. And that's because you think, well, isn't it increasing? Well, sometimes it increases, sometimes it doesn't. But they have customers in basically every single country in the world, which are allowed to do any type of trades with Lockheed Martin. They do that. But also, if you look at the seasonals, just overall, let's just go back to 2009. As you can see, most years they perform quite nicely, even in 22 when many stocks perform quite badly. And then the worst years you have down here, of course, but the worst year in the last, what is that, 16 years is minus 17%, which is barely nothing. So it's a quite decent stock to have in your portfolio, as it is a well-renowned company within the defense sector. So they also have a lot of money for development and new stuff. Now the technicals on this for the month is a neutral, as you can see here. It 7 by 7 sell. Now personally, I think it is going to increase. As you can see here, the 200-day is slowly moving up. Of course, you can see here the green line, the 50-day, has fallen a bit. I think this is going to restabilize, but that is because it is negative for the day. The reason it is pointing a bit downwards. Now, some analysts, as you can see here, have a 15% up on a one-year target, which is, in my opinion, quite low. I think the chances are it's more going to be around 600 rather than 536. Now we do have 11 strong buys, 2 buys, and 12 holds, and 1 strong sell. Now these analyst ratings I think make quite a lot of sense. As you can see, holding this would make a lot of sense. Buying now makes a lot of sense to me because it is trading at a low. As you can see over the past 2 years, it's trading quite low, which means that the upside potential in this stock is quite large. Now this isn't a stock which is going to give you 200% in a year. This is a stock you simply have in your portfolio that pays out nice dividends, and you just keep it year over year. And then sometimes when it trades slow like this, you get an extra in your portfolio, but just this is a type of stock that it makes sense to hold your entire life, simply because it has very nice dividends, and it is just a class of its own in the defense industry, both in USA and Europe and Asia. Everybody knows Lockheed Martin, and their products are amazing. You know the F-35, amazing. You know the F-15 and F-16 that came before that, amazing. And then their transport planes are also just crazy. Plus, they don't only make airplanes; they also make THAAD systems, which is the ones that has been talked quite a lot about in the Ukraine, which is these big trucks that have missiles on the back that then can fire. So yeah, those are quite effective as well, and the THAAD system is one of the best in the world. So I like this stock quite a lot, especially now that it is trading at such a low multiple. So yeah, quite nice stock at the moment. Now, if you did like this video, please don't forget to like and subscribe.